Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around Deck Specs. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Cabinetarium Playing Cards from Art of Play. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And ring the bell.
So this deck is part of an unspecified print run. It is printed by USPCC on premium crushed stock, and it retails for $25. The illustrator for this deck also was Armando Veve, which I apologize if I butchered your name there. So let's check this deck out. So I have to say, I love the intricate detail just strewn all across this tuck case. It's very reminiscent, obviously, of a cabinet. It really is meant to evoke that idea of a cabinet filled with wonders, and I think they did such a phenomenal job with that. Not only choosing a little bit of an off-white cardstock there for the tuck itself, but all of the detail and the depth of the artwork, just, it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
So you have a really intricate, ornate monochrome back design here, which kind of ties in with the idea of the cabinetarium and the work that we're going to see within the deck itself. Handles like you'd expect with USPCC premium crush stock. Absolutely great spread, great fanning. Really looks nice in a fan as well. I do wish the borders were a little bit thinner just so that you could see more of the design come through in the fan, but it still looks really nice.
Yeah, I agree as well.
And then you have the standard style kind of Dan and Dave or Art of Play ad cards here that kind of go into the idea of the deck and then talk about the illustrator a little bit there. And I always love seeing those because I think it's great that they give kind of a shout out to the people behind the deck.
Yeah.
And then you can see here that each card actually has a unique illustration on it, bringing that style of Armando Veve to the forefront. They really are just such like fantastically fun and ornate looking designs. Stuff you would almost see like in a museum, or obviously maybe not the gargoyle playing guitar in a museum, but like almost like a curio shop, or like a kind of like something maybe even like a Ripley's Believe It or Not. Something kind of like out of the ordinary but still beautiful in its own mysterious way.
Yeah, I mean, just the idea of having 52 of these really cool designs is just something to look forward to when you open up the deck.
Absolutely, and I think, Art of Play realized that as well because they also offer an uncut sheet with this, so if you wanted to display all of the artwork for all of the cards and be able to really see it, it makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of times people go for an uncut sheet because they like the back design, but when you have unique, beautiful art on each front of the cards, it makes a lot of sense there to have it. These are such cool illustrations.
Yeah, man. They remind me of MC Escher
Get Dolly a little
and
bit, maybe.
Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, there's definitely those vibes to it, and I love these. I love these last two ad cards here as well. Kind of the crow or raven with a sickle stuck under a glass there, representing death, and then that frog with its like stomach opened as you'd see in a normal like biology class, but instead all of the little like things inside of it. It's just such a.
Definitely an interesting deck.
It really is. It's definitely well thought out, really kind of artistic in nature. Definitely no doubt that this was really designed with collectors only in mind. I don't really see a lot of use case necessarily for a magician or a cardist in this outside of the collectors area. I could see maybe doing something fun with the pictures on the front in a magician's, case, but I really don't think it necessarily jumps out as like a deck made for magicians. And I think that makes a lot of sense considering it, this is a well-known illustrator who's come onto the project to build out his style into it. This is something that you would display on a bookshelf or on the wall if you had an uncut sheet. So it really is a very artistic and beautiful deck.
Yeah, I mean, I can just imagine opening up the deck and seeing something new every time I look through it.
Absolutely, especially because there's so much detail to it. It's not like these are, relatively undetailed or just thrown together illustrations. There's so much minute detail in every single one. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, even the front of the tuck box is just packed with so much detail and things that I think will pop out every time I look at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks everyone for checking out this episode of Deckin Around Deck Specs. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We drop these every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, giving you the freshest looks at the newest decks.
Peace.